Ah, that feeling. The annual scramble to find every last receipt, download endless bank statements, and just face the dreaded self-assessment deadline. It's a yearly ritual for millions of us. But what if it didn't have to be that way?
No, really. Think about it. Imagine you log into your HMRC account and most of the key information is already there, just waiting for you. A tax return that feels less like a nightmare puzzle and more like a simple confirmation. Well, this isn't science fiction anymore. It's the exact direction HMRC is heading. And believe me, it's happening a lot faster than you might think.
Now, navigating these huge changes can feel a bit overwhelming, and it really requires expert guidance. That's why we've teamed up with the specialists at My Tax Accountant. They've dived deep into the latest government roadmaps and the 2025 budget to bring you a clear, no-nonsense breakdown of what's really going on with the future of UK tax.
All right, let's get right into it. Here's our plan. We'll kick off with the headache we all know, then look at HMRC's big digital dream. We'll break down how it all works, your data, their system, and touch on the future of e-invoicing. Most importantly, we're going to nail down the real timelines and finish up with what you need to do to get ready for all this.
So first things first, let's set the scene. Why is any of this even necessary? Well, it's because the current system, for so many of us, is a genuine source of stress and anxiety. You know the story, right? If you're a sole trader, a freelancer, or have any income that isn't from a standard payroll, you live this every year. The admin burden is massive. You're trying to run your business, but suddenly you're also expected to be an expert bookkeeper. And it's so easy to make an honest mistake, which just leads to more worry about potential penalties.
So, to tackle this head-on, HMRC has a pretty bold long-term vision. The 2025 budget, along with its transformation roadmap, has laid out a plan to completely overhaul the UK tax system, dragging it kicking and screaming into the digital age.
And this quote from the roadmap pretty much sums up the whole philosophy. It's all about automation and self-service. The dream is a system where it's actually harder to make mistakes in the first place. We're moving away from a reactive, form-filling chore to a much more proactive, data-driven process.
Now, if you want to know just how serious they are, look at this number, 90%. That is HMRC's target for digital customer interactions by 2030. It's a massive signal that the days of paper forms and being stuck on hold for ages are well and truly numbered. The future is digital by default, no question.
And here's a little did you know for you. A huge driver behind this whole transformation is closing something called the tax gap. That's the difference between the tax that should be collected and what HMRC actually gets. Right now, it stands at a staggering £46.8 billion. A huge chunk of that isn't from some criminal mastermind, it's from simple, honest errors, exactly the kind of thing that automation is designed to fix.
Okay, so that's the grand vision. But how on earth are they actually going to get the information they need to make it happen? Well, the answer is all about your data, and a massive change in how it flows.
This right here is the engine that's going to power the entire system. It's a total game changer. Starting from the 2027-28 tax year, the government is making it mandatory for financial institutions, your bank, and payment providers, like the company behind your shop's card reader, to report your income data straight to the taxman.
Let's just walk through an example to make it real. Say you're a freelance graphic designer in London. A client pays your invoice with a bank transfer. In the new world, your bank will report that income. Or maybe you sell products online using a payment processor. That processor will report your total sales. Then, that data just appears, pre-filled in your self-assessment. Your job is no longer data entry, it's data verification.
And this table really just puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? The old way is completely manual. It's time-consuming and so easy to make a typo or miss something. The new way automates the income side of things, which massively cuts down on that admin burden and the risk of errors. It frees you up to focus on the things the system can't possibly know, like all your expenses and allowances.
But that's not all. Here's where the vision gets even bigger. Pre-filling income from banks and payment processors, that's just the beginning. The ultimate goal, especially for business-to-business transactions, is something called e-invoicing.
Now this is a really crucial point. A true e-invoice is not just a PDF that you email to someone. A PDF is basically a digital picture of a paper document. A human still has to read it and type all the information into their accounting system. An e-invoice is completely different. It's pure, structured data. This comparison makes it super clear. On the left, you've got the PDF we all know. On the right, you've got the future. An e-invoice, which is often in a format like XML, is machine readable. So when your software sends one, the recipient software can instantly understand every single piece of it. The invoice number, the date, the VAT amount, everything, without a single human needing to touch it. That is the key to total automation.
And this isn't just about making life easier for HMRC. Here's a pro tip for you. The benefits for businesses are huge. The evidence from other countries is really compelling. Studies show it can save nearly £10 per invoice in processing costs alone. And because they're processed automatically, e-invoices get paid faster. We're talking 5 to 7 days faster, which is a massive boost for your cash flow and productivity.
Okay, stay with me here because this next point might surprise you. We've talked about this big automated future. But the title of this discussion asks a really specific question. Is this invoice dream actually coming in 2026? Let's break down the real timeline.
This timeline lays it all out. So, is it coming in 2026? Well, the answer is yes and no. The process of pre-filling tax returns does technically begin in April 2026, but, and this is a big but, it's starting small. The much bigger changes, the ones that are going to affect most self-employed people and small businesses, are coming a bit later.
So let's be absolutely crystal clear. In 2026, HMRC is going to start pre-populating self-assessment returns, but only for people who need to declare child benefit payments. That's step 1. The mandatory reporting of bank interest and your card sales, the info that will pre-fill returns for freelancers and small businesses, that doesn't actually kick in until the 2027-28 tax year at the very earliest. And a full e-invoicing mandate? That's likely even further away, maybe around 2030.
So, what does this all mean for you, right here, right now? Let's break down the key takeaways and how you can prepare, because this isn't some far-off concept anymore. The foundations are being laid as we speak.
Okay, to sum it all up, first, the direction is undeniable. Tax is going digital. That's happening. Second, pre-filling is coming, but it's a phased rollout, starting small in 2026 and getting much bigger from 2027. And third, and this is the big one, the way data flows is changing forever. Your financial data will soon go directly to HMRC. This means the era of total tax transparency isn't a question of if anymore, it's a question of when.
And that really leads us to the final crucial question you need to ask yourself. With HMRC about to have a direct window into your income streams, is your record keeping up to scratch? Are your business processes ready for a world where your income is reported automatically? Because this shift, it really requires a new level of diligence and organization.
Look, navigating this new landscape can seem daunting, but you absolutely don't have to do it alone. For expert advice on getting your business ready for these changes, or for any other tax matters, I highly recommend you contact the team at My Tax Accountant. You can call them on 0208-570-8531, or just email them at info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. And one last thing, a quick disclaimer. The information in this discussion is for general guidance only. It shouldn't be relied upon exclusively to make financial decisions. Before you make any big moves, it's absolutely essential to consult a professional tax expert like the team at My Tax Accountant.